this episode of MythBusters.
Amazing!
Strap yourselves in for another duct tape stick-tacular.
Yeah, this will work.
I'm having a great time.
Adam and Jamie are stretched to the limit.
Wow.
And taken to the brink
Oh!
as they try to cross a chasm
It's beautiful!
on a bridge made of duct tape.
All for the glory!
Meanwhile, Carrie, Grant, and Tori are hitting the road
Hey, what took you so long?
to find out if duct tape can keep a car from going to pieces.
The mad woman!
Then it's a race to the finish line
Last lap!
to see if the sticky stuff
We survived!
can stop a speeding car in its tracks. Who are the MythBusters? Adam Savage. It's scientific! And Jamie Heidemann.
I call it my little pop gun.
Between them, more than 30 years of special effects experience. Joining them, Carrie Byron,
Explosives and electricity. Woo!
Tori Belleci,
We're popping popcorn with lasers.
and Grant Imahara.
Hey! Ah!
They don't just tell the hits, they put them to the test.
Oh no.
Oh, yes.
That can only mean one thing.
Yes, it can. It means, backed by popular demand, it's time for the duct tape special number 2.
It was one of our most popular shows
I'm giving it all we got, Captain!
when the MythBusters paid homage to duct tape. Fans went into a frenzy
More duct tape!
Love it!
because you asked for it. They're putting more duct tape tales to the ultimate test.
Oh, it's for real.
First, they built a duct tape boat. This time, Adam and Jamie's duct tape challenge might land them in troubled waters.
That was a pretty cool boat. Gonna be hard to top it.
And yet, I feel we must try.
So what do you have in mind?
I see, in my mind's eye, a chasm, wide and deep, spanned only by duct tape,
A duct tape bridge.
that you and I can walk across.
Sounds dangerous.
Exactly.
A duct tape dinghy's one thing, but using duct tape to replace steel and stone? The tape's mythical adhesive and load-bearing capabilities are about to be stretched to the absolute limit. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
You know, before we decide on a final design, I think we should run duct tape through its paces in the shop downstairs. A series of bench tests, if you will.
Okay.
Look, obviously we're already pretty familiar with the awesome power of duct tape. But if we're gonna make a bridge out of this stuff that safely suspends us above a chasm, we're gonna have to determine a couple of things right up front. One, how much are we gonna need to support our body weight? Two, how are we gonna anchor the duct tape to the sides of that chasm? That's what we're about to test and figure out. So where do you want to begin?
What say we stretch out a single strand and see what it takes to break it?
Sounds good, let's do it.
Step 1, a single-strand strength test.
Today, the role of our strength testing device will be played by a digital force gauge. I will pull on the duct tape with this hook, and right here it'll tell me how many pounds of force it takes before it breaks. 10, 12, 13. This is killing me. I don't mean it's hurting, it's just the anticipation. 63. Oh! 67.3 pounds of force to break it.
Wow. That's more than I would have thought.
Me too.
They might be well acquainted with duct tape's awesome qualities, but it still has the power to surprise.
I didn't realize the duct tape was going to be that strong. That means that we could, in fact, build a bridge, in theory, with like 3 or 4 strips of duct tape and nothing else.
That little laugh means Jamie's already plotting to put that theory to the test.
I want to stretch 4 across and sit on it.
And sit on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
One strand snaps at 67 pounds, so 4 strands should hold a 180-pound Heinemann, right?
You ready to sit on this?
I am. All right, go for it. Slow down, slow down.
So you're hanging.
I am. I would say I'm off the ground.
That's pretty stunning.
With a combined load-bearing capacity of more than 260 pounds, the 4 strands support Jamie. But they're drooping more than his mustache.
You're drooping like 6 feet over 30 feet. That's quite a bit.
Yep, it's supporting me, but I have to say 4 pieces of duct tape does not a bridge make.
We're now going to try a strand of 8 pieces of duct tape and see if we get less droop.
Will doubling the amount of tape halve the droop factor?
You ready for sitting on 8 pieces?
I'm ready.
With Jamie sitting pretty on his perch, Adam runs a tape over the tape. And the news isn't good.
4 feet of droop instead of 5 feet of droop.
You would think that that doubling of the quantity of duct tape would, cut the amount of droop in half, but it didn't.
Hopes of a successful bridge are sagging until Adam hits on an idea. He lays 5 8-layer strands side by side, then weaves a little magic.
I'm trying to tease out some structural qualities in duct tape that will eventually yield for me, this is my goal, a bridge that I can actually walk on.
And it seems they might have finally found their footing.
It doesn't feel that bad. You want to try it? Whoop.
No, I can see.
With his weight distributed across all 5 strands, the extreme sag might be solved.
Yeah, it looks good. With handrails, you could walk right across this thing. And with 5 of those, you've got a good safety factor.
This stuff is amazing. You know, we might just be able to build a bridge out of this.
I think you're right.
Look, Ma, no hands.
All right, so last time we built a cannon out of duct tape. What are we doing this time?
So along with road flares, jumper cables, a device to smash out your windows, there's one more very important tool you should be carrying along in your car. Duct tape.
Yeah, sure. If you get into a minor fender bender, you could use it to hold things together till you get to the mechanic.
Exactly.
Now, I hate to ruin your party, but that's actually not a myth. It works. I mean, I've used duct tape to fix my car in the past.
Well, I think the myth lies in the extreme.
Just what are you getting at?
I have some plans for you guys.
Everyone knows a few strips of duct tape can mend a minor automotive mishap. But can it really cure the most extreme car catastrophe?
I have a plan. I'm going to tear apart a car and see if you can put it back together with duct tape.
Good plan.
Sounds like a challenge to me.
Oh, you don't even know.
Putting the car back together is only part of the challenge. It will also have to stay in one piece at top speed. And so yet another unfortunate automobile enters the driveway of doom.
All right, time to wreck this car. This little adventure is really going to put duct tape to the test. The boys are going to have to put this car back together after I destroy it. Now, they think it's going to be easy. I think they are underestimating my destructive powers.
To really test the tape, she wants that car in as many pieces as possible and has developed a disturbing appetite for destruction.
I love destroying cars, breaking glass, crunching metal. It's awesome.
As well as 1 or 2 anger management issues.
Right, that one was for the meter maid who gave me the ticket last week.
But when it comes to raising the roof, even Carrie's dark side is defeated.
Yeah, there's actually tools made for this. I think I have some friends that could help.
Cue a crew of San Fran's finest, ready and willing to help Carrie complete her deranged dismantling.
Just in time. That is awesome. What is that?
These are hydraulic cutting tools, and this is a cutter-spreader combination. These are cutters, and we're going to use them to cut apart the vehicle.
These tools are designed to quickly open up vehicles and free accident victims.
This makes my tools look silly.
Using hydraulic power, the blades bite down with more than 12,000 pounds of force.
Woo! I love it. Thank you guys so much. This is really going to ruin their day.
Great.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Grant and Tori have no idea what they're in for. It took me a sledgehammer, a crowbar, a grinder, a saw, and 4 big firemen to destroy this car. See what they can do with duct tape to put it back together. Boys!
Oh my God.
You went to town on this car.
It's a convertible now.
Here are your tools.
Crap.
Tori and Grant are left to pick up the pieces and mount a massive duct tape salvage operation.
That is an impressive amount of damage to this car. I mean, I've heard of duct tape being used to, like, you know, tape on a bumper or fix a windshield or you know, wrap a hose, but you know what? Not all at once.
They're in a sticky situation. Carrie's done her job real well.
Carrie has cut some key structural points to the car. Now, it is important that we get it back to that strength because let's face it, this is what's gonna hold the doors on, the roof on top, and keep the windshield in place. This is really where the duct tape is gonna have to prove itself.
Soon the air is filled with the sound of ripping duct tape and Carrie's thoughtful musings on the material.
Duct tape is essentially made of 3 layers. We have a vinyl layer on the outside that contributes to its waterproofing qualities, a fabric structure that gives it its core strength, and a natural rubber pressure-sensitive adhesive. Generally comes in black or silver and is about 1 7/8 inches. It's known as duct tape, but also it can be called duct tape, hurricane tape, gaffer's tape, 100-mile-an-hour tape, tank tape, and rigger's tape. To us, it's just part of the team.
And so far, this team member is holding up its end. Although replacing the windshield calls for some classic MythBusters problem solving.
Well, I found this piece from the fender. I think I'm just gonna tape it up till it's strong enough and then attach the windows to that.
Now, what are you gonna do though about the 2 separate pieces of glass?
Since Carrie busted out the windshield, I was thinking we could replace it by using the windows and the doors. What do you think?
Dude, that is so MacGyver. I love it.
The carved-up car is coming back to life, much to Carrie's surprise.
I can't believe how quickly you're getting this car together.
Just wait, we've made a few improvements.
Is that a window from the door?
Yep. Don't drive too fast.
With the rebuild complete, Carrie can't hide her admiration.
They took this car to another level. I mean, racing stripes, numbers, but by far, this is the most adorable feature right here. They taped a flashlight where they couldn't fix the headlight. This is so cute.
But now she'll try her darndest to wreck it all over again.
I'm going to drive this car to give the duct tape car a true test. Now, the guys, if they drove the car, would drive somewhat gingerly because they don't want to see their work fail. They don't want to see the doors fly off. I, on the other hand, do. I'm the wrecking ball in this situation, and I want to see things fly.
Carrie, Tori, and Grant's duct tape car fix is ready for the ultimate test.
Oh, sorry, I might have gotten a little carried away.
Hey now.
And so it's off to a place where the MythBusters have performed many crimes against inanity.
What took you so long? What we're gonna do now is set up a course here at the Alameda runway.
The challenge, 10 top speed laps of the Imahara Speedway.
Start, go through a little S-curve, around a turn, hairpin turn, and then through a bump, a bump, a bump, and then a really tight turn, and around back to the starting line. The idea here is to subject the car to as much stress as possible in the form of G-force.
While old Leadfoot Byron can't wait to get going, her passenger has 1 or 2 reservations.
I have total faith that this duct tape is gonna keep this car together as we drive over this obstacle course. What I do not have faith in is Carrie Byron's driving ability. This should be interesting to say the least.
Last time, duct tape was able to give a car a huge amount of hang time. But can it glue a moving vehicle?
All stations ready?
Carrie and Tori are about to find out.
This is Duct Tape Car on the Duct Tape Classic Grand Prix. Lap 1, go ahead. Okay, here we go. Car number 17 with Byron at the wheel into turn number 1, Le Mans.
Carrie drives as though the accelerator is duct taped to the floor.
Monica looking good. Now into turn number 3, Silverstone.
Through her crazy cornering, the car is subjected to tremendous G-force.
The bump, Indianapolis, and back to the beginning.
But the tape seems to be holding it together,
None of our car has fallen apart yet.
which is more than can be said for Tori.
We're gonna die.
Okay, lap number 4. Go, 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 go. I gotta say right now, the car is looking perfect. That's 5 laps so far. You are looking great. Even your hood detail is still on.
Carrie's doing between 40 and 60 miles per hour in a car with no structural integrity. Everything, from the roof to the doors, is being held on only by tape.
One wheel in the air.
Take it easy there, Carrie.
Last lap. And for the checkered flag. What do you think I would have? It's a duct tape classic.
What do you know? The duct tape car has stayed the course.
All right. That was 10 laps.
Woo! You know what? It actually made it.
We survived.
Hairpin turns, S-curves, bumps. I go over sandbags. I get air. Still, duct tape is holding up.
But that was on flat ground. Now it's time to take it to the next level. We're sending it off-road. And in addition, it looks like it's gonna rain.
Okay, let's go.
Maybe getting off the beaten track will bring this myth unstuck. Mad Maxine floors it.
Over there towards the brush. Yeah. Over that rock. Over the rock. Yeah.
And while duct tape's waterproofing qualities are legendary, Tori and Carrie's aren't.
Go through the water.
After several soggy minutes thumping and bumping, this duct tape myth suddenly stalls.
Car's dead.
Only on MythBusters. Everyone's worried about the duct tape, but the only thing that's busted is the engine. The tape hasn't budged.
The G-force alone should have torn that thing apart. But look at that. The hood ornament did not fall off.
I mean, look at this. It's pouring down rain. We put this car through hell, and it's still together. I mean, the duct tape is amazing.
I gotta say, I think we're gonna have to call this one confirmed.
Absolutely confirmed.
Totally confirmed.
Jamie and Adam have worked out the amount of duct tape they'll need to build a bridge. But before they decide on a design, they need to know exactly what space they'll be spanning.
This is our chasm, 108 feet from this wall to that wall. It is this distance that we have to span.
This 50-foot drop last featured in the Seesaw Saga, when it became the launching pad for a little girl. After sizing up the gulp-inducing gap,
Inside is 104 and 2 inches.
Awesome.
they return to base with a plan to span.
All right. How do you want to do this thing?
Well, I figured this is basically a rope bridge, so let's make a bunch of rope out of duct tape.
Okay, I can see that. Like, we make a bunch of ropey strands. We could bind a bunch of them together to make the floor, and then, you know, another couple of probably thick strands for a railing. That would actually be pretty stable.
And then we can have some big ones along the side that are stretched taut to make it stable.
No other bridge spells drama quite like a rope bridge. Somehow, they manage to be amazing engineering feats and flimsy high-wire hazards all at once. Can Adam and Jamie really get the drop on a duct tape version? The small-scale test showed just 5 strands of duct tape, 8 layers thick, can support their weight without major droop. But just to be safe, they'll make their walkway 10 layers thick. Adam's anxious to speed up the taping process.
I'm about to construct what I hope will be the ultimate automatic duct taping machine.
Look out. Adam's just itching to invent. Step 1, some cylinders which fit together, Russian doll style.
All right.
Attached to a metal strut,
Okay.
which is welded to a support frame.
This is looking great.
Just add duct tape, and behold the Ductomatic, dispensing 10 strands simultaneously.
Wow. Maybe it's a new kind of duct tape cable. Honestly, at this point, I trust my life to that. I can't wait to show this to Jamie. He's gonna be like, oh, it's a little over elaborate. Don't you think? Hey, check it out. My 10-roll single pull duct tape cable maker.
Now, that seems to work. I mean, a lot of different ways you could do it, but 6 of one, half a dozen the other, huh?
Yeah.
With Adam basking in Jamie's effusive admiration, they measure out the required distance
Okay, that's 104 feet to right here.
and get down to some serious bridge building, starting with the floor.
It's like we're making the world's biggest sweater. Yeah! Woo! Huh, hold on, slow down. That's a workout. Yeah!
That's number 5. Let's bind them together.
Those 5 strands, each one 10 layers thick, are stuck together to form a narrow walkway.
We're going to use a veritable river of tape right along the floor in this area, and that, along with the other kind of supporting structures, we should have something that's reasonably stable.
It may not look like much, but it might just save my life. Not knowing is the best part.
Next, Jamie produces a pair of handrails with a twist.
Perfect.
The rope-like cable should give them a good grip.
I like the way that it seems kind of nice to hold on to.
Yeah, I totally agree.
That's 10 strands.
With the walkway, handrails, and stabilizing rails complete, they're all set. That's the great thing about a duct tape bridge. It's so portable. Just fold and roll.
That's not bad. Shall we go build a bridge with it?
I think so.
Okay.
It's the MythBusters' second duct tape special.
All right, Carrie, why do you look so happy?
Because I love the next duct tape myth.
And what is that?
Well, this was sent in by tons of viewers. It's that you can stop a car using only duct tape.
What?
Well, the beauty of this is there's 2 parts to this myth. The first one is based on a practical joke, that you can duct tape a car to a telephone pole and it won't go anywhere.
Technically not stopping a car, but actually preventing it from moving.
Well, technically, but the second part of this is definitely stopping a car. It's that you can use 1 roll of duct tape, build a barrier, and catch a car going 60 miles an hour.
Now that one I like.
Right?
Right.
The first part of this myth is a prank par excellence. A devious dude duct tapes his friend's car to a pole. The victim steps on the gas, but can't escape the grip of the tape.
We all know if we use enough duct tape, you can pretty much stick anything to a pole. I think the whole point of this is see how we can keep the car stationary with the least amount of duct tape.
All they need for this one is a car and a convenient pole.
We're not supposed to destroy this one.
That is the last time we carpool together.
Thanks to Adam's earlier test, the team already knows the breaking point of a single strand of tape.
67.3 pounds of force to break it.
All they have to do is determine the car's pulling power and work out how much tape it'll take to counter that force.
So what we're gonna do is get the force meter, strap it to the car, and attach it to the pole. Then Grant's gonna drive forward. At the point it stops moving forward, that is how much force this car pulls with. Okay, that's 1,300 pounds. It maxed at 1,300.
Let's do the math. The car pulls 1,300 pounds. 1 strand of duct tape breaks at 67 pounds. So, in theory, wrapping the car 20 times should be just enough to stop it driving away.
I say we just go for 20 and see if it'll work.
You know, I think this duct tape might actually stop this car.
Tori and Carrie play a prank. For science, you understand.
Hey, you kids, what are you doing to my car?
I have the sneaking suspicion that there are going to be prankster victims everywhere that are going to be blaming MythBusters for this myth being true.
And so we say, in the vain hope of pranksters paying the slightest attention, please don't try this at home.
What's this?
In case pole falls on your head.
Okay, Grant, time to rev up this myth.
Wow.
Whoa!
100 RPM.
It's
2,000.
We're getting
There's
a few
one.
brakes there, but it's actually holding the car in place. For it! We stopped the car with duct tape!
Yes! talk about this.
I think he set the tires on fire.
I think it's confirmed.
Just 5 rolls of tape were enough to keep the car in its pole position.
One strand broke. That was it.
Look at that.
I cannot believe this myth is confirmed.
Confirmed! Woo! Yeah, confirmed!
Adam and Jamie are rolling out their duct tape bridge, and the enormity of the challenge is hitting home.
When we were laying out our bridge at M5, I was thinking, looking at that distance, it doesn't look that bad. But I come out here and I stand here and I look at this span and think that we'll be stepping out onto this void on a bridge made of duct tape, and all of a sudden it looks really, really far.
And the bridge is looking really, really flimsy.
These 5 strips of duct tape are our bridge. We've got our walkway, we've got 2 handrails and 2 stabilizing rails. Why are we hooking them up to these trucks? Well, we think this stuff is going to stretch, and if it stretches, it droops, and we can't have that. So we're going to pre-assemble it up here on the trucks and pre-stretch it before we put it across the span.
They'll attach the walkway, handrails, and stabilizing ropes to heavy-duty steel anchor points. When it comes time to walk, those frames will anchor either end of the bridge and help keep the duct tape under tension. Pre-stretching the duct tape should prevent any sudden sag. With the bridge suspended between the pickups, Adam and Jamie go through their pre-walk stretching routine.
I think this is going to work!
Hoping to take all the elasticity out of the duct tape before they venture out over a 50-foot drop.
Okay, so I'm gonna pull this as hard as I can.
As he pulls taut the tape, Adam ponders life as the yin to Jamie's yang.
People always wonder what it's like for me and Jamie to work together, and this is actually a really good example. You can see us both working on the bridge. We're not talking to each other. We actually haven't had very much of a discussion at all about what we're supposed to do, but we understand really clearly internally, and we understand the other understands really clearly internally what is to be done, and we're just doing it. Getting harder to pull?
Yep.
Good.
While Adam's been waxing lyrical, Jamie's spotted a slight problem.
Pre-stretching this bridge is turning out to be a little trickier than we thought. The different components are stretching at different rates under different loads. We're just going to do the best we can and hope that it works. All right. Oh.
When they take their first few practice steps,
That's kind of how you used to go to grade school, right?
Oh, I'm going to do that.
it's immediately clear they're going to need more tape.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think we do want to add in some stringers between these things and the floor. Because you could be all like, whoa, dude, whoa, yeah, see, whoa. This is going to be terrifying.
Duct tape cross struts between the walkway and handrails will minimize wobble. And with those last-minute structural improvements, the bridge is ready to go.
196 rolls of duct tape, almost 400 pounds of the stuff, and our bridge is pretty much ready to string across the chasm. Now, I've marked the midpoint here because, in my opinion, it's once we pass this point that I think we're home free. See, this point, being the farthest from both ends, is actually where this bridge could cause us the most trouble. It could possibly turn turtle and flip us over when we get here.
Getting the pre-assembled bridge across the chasm is a feat in itself. They lower one end into the dry dock, haul it 100 feet to the other side, then use some heavy machinery to do some heavy lifting, all without damaging the duct tape.
It's one thing to see it on the ground, quite another watching it go up across a chasm. Not many people know that Jamie has actually performed surgery with a forklift.
With the anchor points locked down,
It's beautiful!
Adam and Jamie finally bridge the gap between duct tape fantasy and duct tape reality.
You know what that is, my friend?
That's a bridge.
That is a bridge.
It's always a good day for us when we're able to use tools and materials in ways for which they were never intended. And a duct tape bridge, well, I dare say the guy that invented this stuff had no intent whatsoever to use it to make bridges with. Will it work? There's only one way to find out.
Just 5 rolls of duct tape can keep a car parked. Now, Grant, Tori, and Carrie want to supersize this automotive myth.
How crazy is this myth that you can catch a car using a single roll of duct tape?
Yeah, that does seem a little ridiculous. But I mean, you saw how well it held the car together when you were driving around like a maniac. Maybe we just wrap it around 2 telephone poles.
Versus a car going 60? Well, I have seen crazier things on this show. Let's do it.
This one's straight out of the file marked, what the? According to some fans, a single roll of duct tape can be used as a roadblock to stop a careering car. Tori, Carrie, and Grant are on the road again. Telephone poles are few and far between out here, so they'll use something a little more concrete.
We're setting up K-rail in an arrow formation. This is going to serve 2 purposes. 1, it's going to hold our single roll of duct tape car catcher, as well as serve as a barrier for anything that may go out of control.
The tape is wound round half-inch thick steel rods, forming a single strand 5 layers thick. And at this point, this fan fable doesn't just look dubious, it looks patently ridiculous. And then some.
Duct tape can do a lot of things, but stopping a car at 60 miles an hour with 1 roll, I seriously doubt it.
Ready to put your life on the line for science?
Oh, I'm ready. Do we really need helmets, though?
Yes, I'm gonna go watch from a safe place. Okay, I'm ready. Are you in position?
Stand by.
Okay, this is single roll of duct tape. On your go.
Okay, here we go.
Tori hits the gas. The car hits the duct tape. And the myth hits the macadam.
Okay, so maybe you didn't need the helmets.
I didn't even get up to 60 miles an hour. That was like 40. Oh, well. I can't believe it broke.
We couldn't stop a car with a single roll of duct tape.
All right, well, let's do what we do on this show and supersize it.
Yeah, but I mean, we could build a wall 10 feet thick with duct tape, and that should stop a car. I mean, where do we draw the line?
Well, that's kind of totally impractical. Let's see what we could do in a day. I mean, maybe 100 rolls of duct tape.
All right, sounds great.
So this is how we're gonna do it. We have 2 pipes on either side here, and we're gonna wrap the duct tape around it until it's thick enough to the point where we think it's gonna stop the car.
We're crisscrossing the fibers like this, so they can stretch in any direction, have a little bit of give, and not just shatter when the car hits it. It'll stretch a little bit, holding on to the car.
Back at Alameda, they've got a solid wall 3 inches thick, made from 100 rolls of duct tape.
Now that is 1 thick wall of duct tape.
No one's willing to drive into this duct tape barrier, so they've got a plan.
Now, in order to get the car to hit the barrier, we're gonna tow it. And Tori's made a tow bar that's gonna keep the car going in exactly the direction we want it to go. Now, at the bottom of the wall, right dead center, is a steel plate, and connected to that plate is a pulley. The tow cable is gonna go through that pulley, so that as we tow the car towards the barrier, it's gonna wanna center right on that pulley and aim right for the wall.
And just in case the cable comes loose, the car goes AWOL.
Ah, how I've missed you so.
Grant's brought along an old friend.
What this radio is doing is sending a signal to a receiver on the roof. The receiver on the roof controls a solenoid valve down here. The solenoid valve provides air to this cylinder. Now, when I turn this off, it actually takes the foot off the brake and allows the car to roll. When I go to safe, it deploys the brake automatically and the car stops.
With the car under Grant's control, they're good to go.
I've got the car right here, it's running, the brakes are on. All I need to do is flip this switch and it disengages the brakes and it's ready to go.
And at that point, the tow vehicle will hit the accelerator, pulling that car down the track through the pulley system, headed straight for our wall of duct tape.
Brakes
All right,
off.
here we go, Carrie. Brake is off. Ease into it in 3, 2, 1, go. Here it comes.
The pickup picks up speed. 60 miles per hour. The test car hurtles towards a date with duct tape destiny. But at the last second, the experiment hits a bit of a snag. Somehow, the car hit everything except the wall of duct tape. What happened?
I thought I saw the tow cable slip off of the guide bar, but it was just a car length before the K-rails.
The cable came through so late, Grant didn't even have time to hit the brakes. But there is some good news. The duct tape barrier's undamaged.
Failure is always an option. That's what it says on all our t-shirts and our hats. So we are gonna go back, we're gonna take this failure, figure out how to fix it, and we're gonna try it again, because we are not giving up here.
Carrie, Tori, and Grant want to see if a duct tape super barrier can stop a speeding car. But on their first attempt, failure was the option.
We lost the connection between our tow vehicle and this vehicle, and it veered to the right and crashed.
Now what we're gonna do is just put a rope clip on there so it's not gonna come off, and we've moved our breakaway line up to the tow vehicle itself. So if anything gets caught in the pulley, that breakaway cable will break away and everybody will be safe.
They're not about to let rain dampen their quest for duct tape data.
Here we go.
The test car is soon taxiing down the runway, with Tori and Grant in hot pursuit.
Got it, it's got it, it's got it! Woohoo! That was awesome! Yeah!
Once again, the car caught the K-rail, but it also wiped out the duct tape wall, didn't it?
So it looks like the duct tape wall wasn't strong enough to stop the car.
Dude, check it.
Oh no! The wall is still together.
I think we've got a problem.
It just broke away from the K-rail.
You know what? I think we better take a look at the high speed and see what happened.
All right. The duct tape wall stayed intact and it ripped it out of the K-rail.
I can't believe that. I mean, that's a huge amount of shock that absorbed right there.
While the guys are absorbing the shock of another failed test, the fact that the wall's still in one piece after being hit by the car means this myth has a definite whiff of plausibility.
And the duct tape wall, it's still laughing at us. It's still completely intact. It's got a few scratches, but I feel like if we hook this thing up again, it would be ready to go.
We're about to find out if Jamie and Adam can walk the walk on the world's most unusual bridge.
We have spanned 100-foot chasm with nothing but duct tape. Soon, we will take that long walk into duct tape history.
And just in case that walk becomes a plunge, a crane-mounted safety rig will turn them into human piñatas.
Yeah, this will work.
I'm having a great time. Whoa! Here's the thing about the safety system. I know that this yo-yo fall arrestor will save my life, but if this bridge should fail and it has to save my life, I'm gonna be swinging, I'm gonna fall and get pulled up short. Either way, it's gonna be terrifying and it's going to hurt. It's not just pride that makes me not want this bridge to fail.
Our small-scale tests say it should hold. We've done the math. Everything should be fine, but it's duct tape. What are you going to do?
Well, we're going to have paramedics on standby for a start, just in case. The guys will take it in turns to make the crossing. Adam's a little lighter than Jamie, so he's going first. It'll be less stress on the tape.
Just remember, if you hear a ripping sound, run really fast for the other side.
Thanks for nothing.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Here we go. Nearly 200 rolls of duct tape, a 50-foot drop, and one 175-pound MythBuster.
All for the glory. All right. Here we go. Oh. Oh. Hey, I don't mind saying I'm kind of freaked out. Oh. All right, it feels pretty solid, and it's not hard for me to stay upright. The handles are working just great. My heart's beating about 175 times a minute, though. Whoa. People walk on bridges like this every day? This is terrifying!
Nearing the middle of the bridge, he enters the real danger zone. This is where the duct tape's most likely to fail and flip Adam into thin air.
I'm passing halfway. So, I've passed the danger of turtling. Oh, dude, this is rough.
You got about 10 feet to go.
Oh, now it feels much more stable. Now I feel okay.
2.5 minutes after starting out, Adam sets foot on solid ground.
Hey, good to see you. Oh, land feels good. Good land, good solid ground.
It's another world first. He's just crossed a 100-foot chasm on a bridge made of duct tape.
The thing that you should understand is that, if anything, what I just went through was more intense than I might have made it seem. I know that I'm not going to die, but that is a cold comfort when you're hanging out 50 feet over concrete on a bridge you made out of tape. I wouldn't have called this, but I actually felt quite stable out at the center and for the first 15 or 20 feet. But the first third and the last third were really the roughest patch, where the thing moves around a lot more than feels good. All right, your turn.
Jamie steadies himself to make the return journey.
Adam found it terrifying. I'm going to find it a lot worse than terrifying because I really don't like heights.
His slightly heavier frame will put added stress on the duct tape.
Oh, gosh. Here we go.
And as soon as he puts his best foot forward, it's clear this won't be a smooth crossing.
Now I know what it feels like to be a spider. Or maybe, is it a bug in a spider web? That really is quite hairy.
A third of the way across, and Jamie's struggling to maintain his balance.
This wiggling around is kind of something I don't want to be doing. Whoa.
Honestly, I'm not sure he's gonna make it.
Both Jamie and the bridge are teetering on the brink of failure.
Oh, there's more ripped tape.
Tori, Grant, and Carrie are hoping it'll be third time lucky for their duct tape roadblock. It's the same setup with 1 or 2 heavy-duty add-ons.
We have shackles rated at 30,000 pounds connecting our duct tape barrier to our K-rails. This should do the job.
With Tori's tow bar and Grant's RC braking system good to go, car number 3's ready for takeoff. Carrie's confident that the duct tape will be able to halt 3,500 pounds of hurtling metal.
The cool thing about duct tape is that it's not only extremely strong, but it has a lot of elasticity. Now, I think that's the key right there. That's what's going to stop the car, is that it not just stops it, but it slows it down and then stops it.
All right, this is the final experiment for duct tape car catcher. Carrie, you ready?
Ready.
All right, Grant, you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, brake is off. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, hit it.
Good, got a good start. Just getting up good speed.
20.
Carrie picks up the pace.
Looking great. Right on target.
Good, really good.
40.
Oh, we're gonna do it this time, dude.
This is it.
The car hit the duct tape dead on.
Ah, yeah! That was worth all that suffering.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Look at that.
Yeah,
That
goes
is-
right through.
What would you say? 3 inches? 2.5 inches of duct tape?
Easily.
Oh, that's 3 inches for sure.
But the duct tape didn't give up without a fight. Despite being hit with a force totaling nearly 300,000 foot-pounds, the barrier still stretched like a piece of elastic before finally snapping.
The wall stretched 4 to 6 feet before it gave up, just like it's supposed to. All that time, absorbing energy. Still an amazing product, but nope, not able to stop a car.
Now we know duct tape is strong enough to fix a car, it's strong enough to lift a car, it's even strong enough to trap a car. But here's one thing that duct tape was not able to do, and that is stop a fast-moving car.
Now, sure, we could have made one that was 2 feet thick, but let's face it, we bust up the K-rail, and that stuff is made to stop cars.
Looks like this was busted.
We found something duct tape finally can't do.
Man.
We got enough duct tape left over to fix that thing.
Meanwhile, Jamie's trapped in a nightmare. He's finding out the hard way that one of duct tape's main features, its elasticity, isn't so great when you're 50 feet off the ground. Every movement triggers more vibration. It's taking all his strength just to stay upright.
I'm gonna sit here and rest a second.
Okay.
Despite pre-stretching, the tape's losing tension. And he hasn't even made it to the perilous midpoint.
Bang, you passed the halfway point.
Is that all? It feels like I've been going for a mile. I don't mind saying I'm hyperventilating.
The bridge is so unstable, he must inch his way to safety. It's taken him 4 times longer than Adam, but Jamie finally makes it back to terra firma.
Ladies and gentlemen, they are made of brass. James Heineman, congratulations!
That is absolutely awful.
That's really saying something, given the other fears he's faced in the name of myth busting.
I've been buried alive. I've been charged by great white sharks. This thing here is terrifying in a totally different way. It's not so bad walking across something like this, just like going over the heights with it. The problem is that you're just on the verge, when you get out a little ways out into it, of like losing balance. It's like there's nothing solid to hold on to. So, you know, walking across it is this constant, intense correction to try and dampen out the wiggly waves that you're setting up on these ropes.
Viewing both walks, it's clear Adam was on a much firmer footing.
So why was the bridge so wobbly for me? Could be me, could be the material though. We do know that it stretches out quite a bit under a load, and Adam did in fact put a load on it. One way or another, it worked, but it's not an ideal material for a bridge.
I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed with this stuff. It's a bridge, it's a rope, it can shoot, it can float. Just 2 sides and infinite possibilities. Verdict. Is there anything duct tape can't do?
2 episodes and counting, almost nothing.
Well, you know we're far from finished. We're going to find crazier crap to do with this stuff.
Yeah, but that's another episode. Let's go.
All right.
I think we need to get airborne with this stuff.
Absolutely.